Let's try this again. Yeah, what it dang dizzily do? I am Zachary D, the Palsy Papa, and this is the Daily Decompression. I've been talking all day. Sorry about that. Got a little something, something in the throat there. Um, Had to go ahead and clear that out. Shout out to White Bat Audio for the background music for today's little vidya. I wanted to do something a little different today because honestly, there are gonna be days like today where I just don't feel like playing games after work. I just am not feeling hype. Like I don't feel. I won't say I'm in a bad mood, but I'm certainly used to hair there. Um, I'm certainly not in a great mood. Man, this camera annoying me too. See, this is how it's kind of been today. Everything's just been a little off. I've been a bit off. I feel like my camera position is off. I'm real to the left of the screen here. Feels odd. We gonna rock with it. I'm cool. Um, yeah. I mean, first off, I want to take a moment to apologize for the late upload today or yesterday at this point. I had the video all ready to go, but because I work a billion point 7 hours, um, because I work a billion hours, I misread the calendar and thought I was uploading video on Wednesday. It was actually scheduled to go live today when you're seeing this video. So I mashed it out as soon as I found out and got that handled. So, what point did I want to make today? Um, I guess the first thing that should be obvious is this is not a gaming channel. It never was meant to be a gaming channel. So, if you're here for the epic palsy gameplay, there are just going to be some videos that aren't for you. And this is a perfect example of that. I would love to have some more action going on back here for you guys and kind of be a little bit less boring with the shot. But honestly, day's been rough. And I don't have the energy nor the wherewithal to go ahead and fix that at the moment. My chair was all in the wrong spot. Um, but nah, truly, today was just hard, and and I guess really it started yesterday, but today something came across the news because I've gotten in the habit now of googling up cerebral palsy news and trying to find stuff that I want to talk about, stuff that kind of uh, tickles my pickle. Not the notification pickle, by the way. Lick that like button, scribble that subscribe button, commentate on the video, and as always, tickle the notification pickle. So that way you know when Zachary D, the Palsy Papa, drops a new one. We dropping new ones every single day. So you want to know when it drops? Then tickle that pickle, baby. Um, but no, seriously. Sometimes I just do stuff like that to amuse myself. Uh, Man, that's the best I felt all day. Thank you guys for the opportunity to do that. Uh, but I'm going through the news and I see something that strikes me as odd. There's a study out that as many as 14% of cases have of cerebral palsy have been linked to genetic issues, um, issues with the brain wiring. Now, growing up, I was always of the impression there was 100% chance that the reason for my disability was because of a malpractice sort of thing when I was born. Now, if I ever get to the point um, that I feel comfortable doing that, I'd like to have my own mother on the channel to sort of explain her side of my experience growing up. Like to have my biological father on the channel, and heck, maybe even my stepdad, who, by the way, raised me. So sometimes I use the word dad to refer to him. I don't uh, typically use that um, distinction unless it's important to the conversation so that you guys know who I'm talking about. But growing up, I always thought that palsy was a malpractice um, type of thing, and I was content with that. Well, at one point, I wasn't content with that because the fact that you you go through life understanding that somebody's mistake can be what caused your life to be the way that it is. Um, that is sometimes very difficult to. Where the heck is the eye on this? I'm so bad. I don't even know where the eye is on this camera. I'm looking all sideways. Um, cinematography at its finest. Yeah, you know. Um, I love this channel. I swear that's the first time. That's the second time I laughed today, and both of them were in the process of recording this video. So, but this study, and I just did a cursory reading of it because honestly, it had been out for. It wasn't like some breaking news. It had been out for about a month, so probably a couple of weeks before I started the channel, this story came out. And enough places basically said the same thing, that um, neurologists, neuroscientists, those type of folks are going to start being involved in cerebral palsy diagnoses. This is, um, so that uh, those who have the genetic issues can be treated possibly differently than those who are in a more malpractice situation. Another interesting statistic that I found out in the process of looking at this: 1 in 4 Americans, according to the CDC, have a disability of some type. On one hand, that baffles me. On another hand, when you consider all the stuff that we now know about mental health and things like that, it doesn't um, particularly surprise me that much. Oh, we running ads now? We running ads now? White bat? Okay. All right. Nah. That's not gonna work for me, dog. All right, cool. Let's hope we not run into too many more of them. Um, I wonder if you can get demonetized for running the audio of an ad in the background of your video. That would be hilarious. Um, that's funny. But as I was saying, it sort of surprised me, but on the other hand, sort of didn't, because we know a lot more now about mental health and all the stuff that goes along with it, that people who wouldn't normally have been diagnosed um, definitely would be now. And this got me thinking about, let's say they determine that I do have, let's say I went to a doctor, and I haven't been in years to any kind of medical professional other than to stitch the old lip up that Jamie and I talked about in the My Family Monday video. Um, let's say that I did though. They determined that I have the genetic issue, and there was some cure. Would I take it? And the answer, just off jump, is yes, absolutely. And I forget if I spent any time talking about this um in a previous video, because I stream twice a week with my friends. It's a little bit difficult for me to remember what exactly came up in a private conversation and what exactly was said by me publicly on stream. So if this is a rehash for some people who watch my videos, sorry about it, but it's been on my brain today. Would I take a cure? Yeah. Are there some um are there some factors that might make me not take it? Yeah, absolutely. There are some moral considerations because of my religious views as a Catholic. There are some moral considerations that I would have to be aware of, and I really don't want to bog down too deep into what those are, but just know that there are certain things that would make me say, nah, this is how it has to be. But barring any moral considerations, any ethical considerations, I would absolutely take it. And I believe when I said that originally, that even with a 25% chance of dying, I would take. And after the catalyst for me to even bring this up, after um, yesterday, um, and shoot, I forget what day it is. I work a whole bunch, but at some point, um, Tuesday when I was off, Cecilia, my youngest daughter, attempted to climb on my back. And how many pictures have you guys seen of dads carrying their little kids on their shoulders and running around the house, running around outside, doing everything that um that all kind of amounts to, right? And I can't. I 100% cannot do that. It's not an option for me. And it made me really, really sad because it reminds me of the times that when she was first born, where a father should be able to take their child out of the crib and walk around while holding them. It's just a thing that you should be able to do, or that honestly is expected that you're able to do. It's 100% expected that you're going to be able to do this thing. And it made me really, really sad because she's not old enough to understand my limitations, really. She doesn't understand how much I desperately want to be able to do that. So, would I take a cure? In a heartbeat. Now, would I take a cure with a 25% chance of dying? No. I have two children and a wife whom I love deeply. And while I'm not afraid of death at all, death does not scare me. I wouldn't be so selfish to leave my family without their father, their husband, their brother, their friend, just on the chance that I could be cured. But if there weren't some crazy mortality rate on a thing like that, absolutely. And the next video you see of me, as soon as that cure takes effect, I'm picking my kid up and we're running around the yard. We're playing. I'm tossing her up in the air. We're doing it all. I'm going big on the physical exertion. Because let me tell you, able bodied people out there, no matter how much physical activity you do, you 100% take for granted your ability to do that thing. You take for granted your ability to hold your kids and swing them around the house and this, that, and the third. Absolutely, you take that for granted. Now I know what you're gonna say, Zachy D. No, I don't. Sometimes you do, and I want you to make a conscious effort not to do that because, just like I don't take being a father lightly because I know that there are people on this earth who would love nothing more than to have kids who can. So I don't take being a father lightly at all. I take it very seriously. I love my children. I love my wife, but I do not believe that you don't ever, not once take your ability to run around with your kids for granted. Because if you didn't, you'd do it more. And are there things I could do that would improve my physical ability? Sure. But looking at those things, there's nothing short of a cure that would make me feel comfortable giving my kid a piggyback ride safely. Not not in the hold them over your shoulders, walk around the house type of way. So it made me really aware of there might be different reasons that I might have palsy. My mom blaming my dad and his my biological dad and his drug use growing up. I always knew that was goofy. Um, my mom, I don't really know what people thought about why. I've asked that question a couple times. What did you think was the reason? And outside of my biological dad's drug use back when I was, and keep in mind this was 30 years ago now, so don't go um, trolling him and whoop whoop whoop. But outside of that, nobody's ever presented really another good reason for me to have the palsy. I just know that I do, and this is the thing I deal with. But seeing that, I guess seeing this study made me realize that there is a reason, and I don't mean in the philosophical sense. Oh, God has a reason for everything, and I believe that He does. However, I mean to say that there's a cause, um, less in the philosophical sense and more in the like practical sense. There's a cause, and it was everything I could do not to get angry all over again about it. And what's my response from here? How do I respond knowing that that makes me sad? Really, what this amounts to is it's a reminder to me, and it should be a reminder to everyone out there to do what you can for your kids, for yourself. If you can't run around with your kids and pick them up and this, that, and the third, do what you can. Go play dolls with them. Go play Lego. Go color. Do something. So I've got to find different ways to bond with my children than physical activity. And that's okay. But it was a stark reminder that even as confident as I seem, I was confident enough to make a YouTube channel, that I still face challenges. I haven't been feeling like this in a long time because of my disability. Sure, I get down over other things. Sure, life may not go the way I want, but I think it's been a long time since I've been down about my limitations with cerebral palsy. And that's tough for me to even say out loud, but it's true. And the main point of this channel is a true representation of what it is like for me to live with cerebral palsy. What also occurred to me as I'm in the background here trying to set up different interviews and talk to different disabled people about their experience, because that's coming, hopefully, if I can get them comfortable with the idea of being on a YouTube channel. Oh, man. But no, it occurred to me that even people who share my disability are able to do things that I can't. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'm not willing to take the risk required to do the thing. But simple things like in uh, Wednesday's video, I talked about not working in fast food or not being able to work the grill in fast food. There's an individual who I'm trying to get an interview with on this channel who right now um, is working full time behind the grill at a fast food place. He and I share the same disability, but he has different limits than I do. And that's true no matter the person you talk to, disabled or not. But it's particularly interesting to gather a group of people together who share similar disabilities but have different limits. It's interesting. So I hope to bring you guys that content that I think you guys would like these people. It's people that I've known wherever, what feels like forever. Um, and I want to be able to bring you guys that. So hopefully I'll get them over the jitters and we can make those videos happen for you. I don't know. I'm sure there's more that I could say. I'm sure there's something as soon as I cut this video, I'm gonna wish I had said. But I just had to make this video because no, not every day is happy. Not every day am I feeling my energetic, yeah type self. Um, some days are hard, and today was one of those days. I appreciate so much everybody who's watching these videos, everybody who can relate. By the way, if you can relate to these videos and you want to be featured on this channel, please leave a comment with a way that I can get a hold of you. Please don't hesitate to email me in some fashion so that I can, in fact, get a hold of you. Please reach out. I want to feature the stories of real life handicapped people who are out here living with disabilities. I want to feature those stories very much. And I want to hear the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to hear real, raw, unfiltered experiences. I want there to be a real face to what it means to be disabled with your particular disability. Because I think that people in general have a perception of you can name a disability. People have a perception about it. I want to use this channel as a way to kind of smash those perceptions. I really sincerely do. And honestly, I want to build a community around that because it'll help me on days like this to talk to somebody who relates. So if you relate to this video, please lick that like button, scribble on that subscribe button, commentate your contact info on the video, or reach out to me some type of way. I'm setting up a Discord server right now called Papa Palsy's Porch because I really want us to sit down and talk about it. Let's sit down and shoot the breeze after a long day. Can't pop one open, or I don't feel comfortable popping one open on YouTube, but proverbially pop one open and let's just relax and talk about our day. I appreciate very much the support and the continued love that you guys have given me and encouragement to continue doing this. I'm not stopping. Don't take this as some kind of like oh, Zachy D's are getting uh he feels some type of way after only 3 weeks or whatever. No, no, no. Please don't misunderstand. Your boy is here to stay. I'm just giving you an honest, raw assessment of how today went. And that's the point of these videos is I need to get that off my chest. I need to decompress. It's been a long day at work. I worked from 8:30 in the morning on Wednesday, and we're gonna cut this video somewhere around 3:30 or 3:15 ish in the morning on Thursday and get it ready for Thursday's upload. So it's been a long day, and it's been weighing on my mind all day. And this is the time I had to sit down and talk about it. So thank you guys very much for listening. I hope that somebody out there can relate to these feelings. I know that I was probably a little bit scatterbrained, but that sort of encompasses how I feel about the whole subject. But as always, I'm Zachary D, the Palsy Papa. And don't be tripping, as I'm still crippin'. See you guys tomorrow. Have fun.